Boom. What's up, y'all? Happy Saturday morning live, season 7, episode 17. Woo! It actually started off episode 16, and I realized it was still 16, so I had to fix it to 17. So it's actually episode 17 of season 7. 717. Stirring my Mississippi cold drip. Hope everybody's doing well. Hi. It is a beautiful day today. Yeah, I was pouring coffee. This is the last too. Look, it didn't even completely fill it up. I knew I was getting low. But I thought I had at least one full glass left. Let me take the spoon and this back to the back real quick, and we will get it assembled. Hey, let's get back out. I need to shave. I need to shave. A light on or sun reflections? Well, sun reflections, probably. God. Yeah. Really need to come up with a way to fix that. What just something timed out over here? Oh, yeah, I don't need you. You didn't pay. Okay. Yeah, that was sunlight refracturing. What's up, y'all? Lunch today is yesterday's night special pizza reheated. I normally eat pizza cold the next day. It's usually my favorite one. However, I hadn't done that in a while because I really hadn't had a good. I'm so tired of Domino's and even now Little Caesars. Did y'all see that? Cat police after somebody. I don't know who, but he's after somebody. We're going to get him. I heard a siren a minute ago. Did y'all see that? Y'all saw that, didn't you? Oh, there's another cat police. Oh, he's going to get somebody too. Yeah. Get out the way. Hey, Amara, straight up here. And unfortunately, I don't have the other camera up. I've got the other camera positioned for workbench duty today, which is over here, vertical, face cam for the workbench. So, yeah, I guess we can go to front south, front. Nope. Front south. Nope. Front north. Don't pull in there. That's going to make it hard for everybody to back out. Brah. Let me pull my cameras up. Hold on. That guy's at the shoe shop. In case you're wondering, a fantastic Parker out there. You did. Smooth park right on the other side of my van. With your big ass sticking out. Wobbles is missing. Wobbles is on vacation right now. Do I want cold drip or do I want hot coffee? I'm still working on hot coffee. What's up, Jay? We hadn't assembled yet. go back to that screen. Lock forces. Start over. Lock force assemble. Hey. I think you're about dead, aren't you?
Bluetooth mode.
Yep, I'm gonna turn this off to do that. Yep, and then do this to do that. That's off too. Let's go connect you. So
Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
So that I can at least get notifications. There we go. Okay. Now, so I have to set up the workbench area. So three kind of things that I'm working on today would be Mount Brassmore needs to be done seriously, especially by the 1200. But more of a concern is the pennant area, because it's in really rough shape, as you'll see. So we need to do something about the pennant area first and foremost. Probably Monday morning I'll come swing back around and follow up with Mount Brassmore. Mount Brassmore there. Boot. So today is going to be all about Workbench, which is rough. So once I get the camera set up right, what's a house special by your end? Here's onion. One of the big ones that I'm not the fond of, pizza-wise, would be it's a chicken Alfredo with spinach. So it's got chicken, spinach, Alfredo sauce. That's a common one around here. My personal favorite is just pepperoni, black olive, and mushroom. I mean, and in certain places you can get green olives, and instead of black, I like the green olives. At certain places you can get them. You just can't get them from like Domino's and shit. We don't almost ever eat Domino's or Pizza Hut or any of those. This place up the street, we're too at odds with them really over issues to even order from there. It's a shame too. Don't really like their pizza anyway, but yeah. Spam. Spam on pizza. That's rough. I don't know about that. When you get to New York, order a garbage pie. Kim went up to New York back in, it was like 2020. It was right before the pandemic started. And like I wanted to live vicariously through her by her going and getting a slice of pizza from somewhere, and she didn't. The whole time. I was like, man, that's all I want to do is live vicariously and have a piece of pizza, and you didn't. You didn't do it. Don't say pineapple. Pineapple with ham and double cheese. So with pineapple, I would never order a whole pizza at all. If I was at a buffet, I would eat a slice. Probably not even a whole slice, because I'm not really fond of it. But I won't, it's like the last piece of pizza. If that was the last slice of pizza, I probably wouldn't eat it, because I wouldn't eat the last slice of pizza anyway. You know what I mean. Hoppy. Is it hop or hoppy? Hoppy gearbox replacement Monday morning. Yeah, good luck with that. As long as it's open, it's usually alright. It's when they're locked shut. It's when it's not great. Yeah. I just can't do spam. It's a little too much for me. And I have a very strong taste. Like I like A1, heavy A1. I like heavy salt. feta cheese, Kalamata olives, stuff like that. So I like really strong stuff, but I just don't like the texture of Spam. Back in the day, Pizza Hut was the best. Back when you could go in there and smoke. That was when it was just time reference wise. That was when the time when they had the ashtrays on the table. That literally was the best pizzas ever made back then. Honestly, you can't deny that time period for Pizza Hut was like also deep pan pizzas that come out and burn the hell out of your finger when you touch it. Dusty Knuckles is back. What's up, Dusty Knuckles? Were you locked out of your Wi-Fi, Dusty? I hate it when that happens. A volcano that's half an inch. The quote best place around here is Pizza Shack. They've got several locations. One in Jackson that's not good because it's a different owner, but I say best because like literally their pies are the heaviest. When you order a Pizza Shack pie, a large like Supreme or Meat Lovers or whatever, it weighs like 6 pounds. It's ridiculous how much their pizzas weigh. So that's pretty much the best pizza. But they're so far out of the way for me, I rarely get to eat them anymore. They don't come out good cold the next day, though. That's the one thing. It's because there's so much cheese on them. Even when you ask for light cheese, there's a shitload of cheese on it. So it's like pizza with heavy cheese is not good cold the next morning. It's all right, but yeah. I would go to New York just to eat pizza. That's like a pizza trip to New York. What are you doing, dude? There was plenty of other parking. And you're going to take 2 spots? Or are you coming in here? Guess we need to come onto the screen anyway.
Love your hair.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Good.
I'm the guy that was emailing. Guys, put those back. We're going.
Oh, your hairbrush, your hairbrush, your hairbrush.
Get your hairbrush. Thank you.
Thanks. Why y'all over here making me hungry? Now I'm gonna want a pizza. J-Rod, why? Okay. Yeah, fresh. I agree. Everybody talking about pizza over here. What's up, Jimmy? Good dinty more in rice. I mean, it's substance, right? It'll fill you up. All I have here is chocolate and shitty pizza places. Not shitty, just not good. Not great. You know what I mean? Not shitty. I'm not saying it's shitty. I'm just saying I don't prefer their pizza. Tried it like 3 times, and every time it was like, I would say the last time was the best, but even then it was just mediocre. I'm never in any agreement with a company that says they put pepperoni oil on a pizza. Like, that right there is a full stop for me. If I'm reading through menus, I'm like, hey, Google, tell me all these pizza places around me that I don't know about. And I go reading through a menu and I see, oh, my hands are so dirty. If I see pepperoni oil on a pepperoni pizza, I would not order from there. It's got pepperoni. We drizzle pepperoni oil on the pepperoni pizza. Yeah, you're stupid. That's stupid. All right, let's go deal with this workbench. Let me wipe my fingers off. I don't know how my hands got so dirty. Hey, I got a padlock for you. Come back. Damn it. Need to flag him down sometime. I think this is his padlock. Ooh, look at that bad boy. Boom. Oh my God, it's so fat. It's a 3/8 bolt, 1.5 Schlage padlock. And I don't know whose it is. I think it was his, but I don't have his number anywhere. And it's just that I'm going to have to flag him down when he drives by. Or catch him when he's picking up his cleaning. But I hadn't seen him pick up his cleaning lately. Pretty sure it's his. This was the other one. Where'd the dead one go? Yeah, that is. I think that one's messed up a little bit. Expensive ass leg padlock right there. That's why I'm like, whose fucking padlock is this? They brought it in with their key. It's been here for a month. We lost the number, or I don't know where the number went. So I was like, well, fine, I'll just put it on order and hope somebody freaking comes in to get it. Otherwise, I now own a expensive ass padlock. I don't think that one's gonna get recovered from. I don't know, maybe you could take it out and clamp it up, torque the hell out of it with a big ass pipe wrench. I don't know. Had some gang issues in the old hood, moving to RV. Sweet. Got my breakfast coffee sponsorship, need a lunch food sponsorship, right? I do now. All these places around here. I thought it'd be funny to order DoorDash from like the coffee shop. A DoorDash person would be like, "What the fuck?" Drugstore guy owes me a milkshake. He came by last weekend and he was like, "I'm gonna bring you a milkshake. What's your favorite flavor?" I was like, "Chocolate." He never brought me my milkshake. And I do have another guy that we do work for that owns another pizza place here that for years now I've like all I've wanted was a hand delivered pepperoni pizza from him, and he still has not followed up on that. It's like, you still owe me and he'll like hand me a $50 gift card, and he's like, does that cover it? And I'm like, no. And I never used the gift card. It's the funny thing. I've got a stack of gift cards back there. It's like, I don't want a $100 gift card. I don't want a 200, 500. I don't want any of that. I want you to fucking hand deliver me a pepperoni pizza. No particular reason, just because. I hand deliver you keys. Bring me a freaking pizza. Trucking business? Ugh. I can't stand. What's up with Saga? I can't stand driving enough to do that. Like, plus I've got a bad back, and if I sit for a really long time, it's like, oh my god, I can't even fathom. I know those trucker seats are like way more comfy, but still. Plus, I don't think I'd want to be responsible for 100 billion pounds of load of whatever you got behind you. That's a lot of responsibility, especially with idiots on roads nowadays. Yeah, I'd pass on that. I know one of our UPS drivers who used to do local deliveries here a long time ago. He changed to the interstate route where literally he's just going back and forth from Atlanta to Jackson. He said he loves it, which I can understand compared to like taking boxes out to individual businesses, start stop, picking up, dropping off, and I can understand where like long range would be better than like a UPS local type delivery gig. Plus, I can't back up a trailer worth a damn. No matter how much I tried, I've owned boats, I've owned trailers. It takes me 5 minutes to get a boat backed up. I can do it. It's just ugly. It's just ugly, you know? And I didn't even say hey to everybody. Hey, everybody. What's up? It got busy. Yeah, I was busy, pretty busy for us, except in the shop. I was busy on the road, but the shop was just dead. I remember those times, those videos that I made because I was bored as hell. That led me on to a whole bunch of fun stuff, though, I guess. So. They do a lockout on, yeah, that's true, too. It was funny when I was doing AAA back in the day. I unlocked so many effing cars. I never even thought twice about it. Like that was back when I was having to do like all the high-end Volvos and Mercedes and crap like that back then. I never really considered it a whole lot just because it became such second nature, which happens when you unlock 15 to 20 cars a day, 24/7, 365 days a week, unless I conveniently battery went dead on my phone. Pager. It was back in the pager days. I was like, oh, I didn't hear the pager. Sorry. My bad. Hated that. Hated it. Hated it. All right, let me. I'm gonna switch over here. I gotta do some camera stuff. Let's check in on all the cameras first off. One of them's a little bit wonky right now. Oh, we finally got a spot back. Maybe. Hey, are you here? I think that one's dead. Nope, nope. Did I see? Okay, there it is. Okay, we're good there. What's up, Black Dolphin? How you been? How you been? What's up? How you been? You only unlock when you're making keys for it? It's ugly when your dad backs up a trailer. Yeah, me try first so he looks better at it. I just never got the hang of it. Even when I had a boat, and I had a big boat, it was like a 17-foot center console. Yeah, it was not fun. I got okay at it, but it was still one of those things where I had to do it a couple of times, right? Just do it a couple of times, and then you're like, oh yeah, that's how that works. That's how that works. All right, let me go back to the other screen for a minute so that I can bounce over. Actually, let's go to the Bajizzy screen, even though we're not Bajizzy right now, and I will leave the volume on so we're not muted. But I'm going to set up the studio mode. Set up the camera here. Let's see, Workbench. Let me get this camera up. Oh, you know, I hope I have my shoot. If we pull, which camera was that? This one. Nope. This one. Oh, it's so small. No? What's going on here? Gonna transform. Fit. Okay. Yeah, now we need to pull up. There it is. Alright, let's bounce out of studio mode for a second. We'll pull this up while I'm working on this setup. Actually, that would work out fine, I guess. We'll see what's behind this thing so we know for future reference. Okay, is this it? So right there we have just the little plastic follower area and some tools back there. So if we just flip this right here, yeah, and it's going to cover up the camera there. Good, good. Something like that. Is that good? No, I'm going to send an email out. I'll send an email out and find out. check in on him. That's a good question. Sorry, I had a double microphone going right there. So I just turned it off for a second, and then I'll switch it back to that camera that's set up. But I did need to, what did I need to do here? I did want to pull up an actual camera here. Bring this guy over here. Do y'all see a gap at the bottom of the screen? I think there's a gap. Yeah, there was a double microphone going. Why is this gap right here? Work cam, transform, fit to screen. I don't know. I see a gap. Maybe there's not a gap. All right, we're going to go ahead and move over there. So I'm going to shift the microphone to the microphone over there so that we can start tidying up that area. We do have to rekey a few locks, make some keys for some locks to get them out. But overall, you should see my front counter here. It's very beautiful. I will. I'm going to send greetings from everybody. I'll do that. I'll send an official Lock Force call out and be like, yo, checking in. You needed to grab another. I don't have any more. I mentioned that earlier. This is my last little bit here. I do have some hot coffee though. I can finish while it's still hot. What's the temperature here? It's like supposed to get up to 80 today, I believe. We're at 78 right now. Oh, I'm glad that happened. I don't know what that was about. Double phone call. Yeah, I only had a boat for a season and a half. That was a year and a half. A year and a half. It sucked. It was expensive. And it stranded us out on the Ross Barnett Reservoir, right in the middle. And that's a big boat to paddle back. But by sheer determination and by sheer will, we did so. And it wasn't fun. And it took forever. And then I sold the boat. It came out of the Gulf Coast. I can't remember. It came from the Gulf Coast. Like Biloxi, I believe. And it was really more suited towards that. It was a very small boat for open water, but it was fun for a while. For a minute. Not enough fun that I want to repeat ever again, though. You had a coworker trip on the deadbolt and knock over the pinning kit, so he like kicked the deadbolt into the pinning kit. It sounds like the pinning kit was in a dangerous area, or he tripped on a deadbolt and it like landed on the or like he landed on the shelf. Zoe, but didn't buy the farm. Sold the boat, thought about buying a motorcycle. Came really super close to buying a motorcycle. But I know that would have been not great. Not the way I was like, that's a bad idea. All right, let's shift over there. Let's tidy. We have some tidying to do. And transfer into the other mic in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I'm still sitting over here at the bench, so I will be over shortly. Let me grab the mobile comment section. This is a hot mess, y'all. Got to do something about this, but I can't even do nothing. I can't do nothing right now. Get the comments up here. Stop. Oh, I didn't put that up there. All right, hold on. That's just going to fall over and surprise me. Surprise! Okay, perfect. I think. There's a lag, so just trying to catch up. I don't know if I should zoom that in or I can make it a little smaller. Doesn't have to be that big. There we go. Just bought a Honda CB450 K6. Nice. Nice. I resisted through all my years of buying stupid crap. I resisted it as hard as possible. But man, I came super close to buying one. I was going for a sport bike, but I knew I'd crank it up to 100 and end up in jail or dead, so I decided not to. It's just how it was when I could afford a bike. Before I got married, Kim was like, fuck no. Did I say that out loud? Pretty much, that was what she still said that. That was always the response whenever I brought it up. It was like, I could be cool and get a no. Alright, so first things first is this obvious issue over here. There is a trade show going on that I just saw on Reddit, the Locksmith Reddit, in Alabama. So there is an international trade show going on right now, y'all. I don't know if you're at the Alabama trade show, but hey, what's up? They had classes this week too. I think, ooh, look at all that. Oh yeah. Good Lord. I should have done this before I recycled. However, if I can pull up enough brass keys and stuff, that'll actually make my second trip to the recycle more worthwhile. So, not a bad thing that I didn't, really. These cylinders have to be keyed up. But first I want to straighten this little area up. Yep. The one thing I failed to do over here when I built this was seal that gap. Always regret not doing that. Which is another reason why I keep blue paper towel down. Come on. Get out of there. Alright, let's get out of here. Okay. I'm being ticky, but there's like 3 pins shoved up underneath the kit. Right? Okay, there we go. I know that's a little ticky, but damn it, if I'm doing it, I might as well get them all, right? Come on, get out of there. There we go. All right. I need a pin sucker now. Or a, something to scoop them up. All my small brushes or all my small dust pans are in the truck. And this one over here is too big for that task. Doop, 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 and doop. One day I will come up with something to use this for. $16 for a 6.4 titanium sheet. That's probably way more expensive now. I just have no idea what to do with it. It's hard as shit to cut, hard on blades, dangerous to cut. So it just sits right there doing nothing really. Okay, I will sort those later. That's one major accomplishment. Hell, getting rid of that. Life 2.0 said you can get a bike again when I get $1 million life insurance. Oh yeah. Yeah, even that even came up. I was like, what if I get heavily insured? She's like, nope. I was like, oh, that means you love me. That means you love me. But then when I said $2 million policy, she was like, man. These have been sitting here forever, and I now have an idea of where I can put these. Bingo. Hey, I found a shim. Bingo. I actually have converted a plastic bin thing over here. To these guys. Bingo. Much lighter color though. And plus now everything's black, so. Okay, garbage. That's good. Get out of here. Let's see. Still haven't found a good spot for this guy. It's just busy collecting debris right now. I did use it the other day on something though. Ooh, didn't work, but Get out of the way. Yeah, thank you again, Daniel West. Daniel West hooks me up with all the LPL stuff. Alright, so let's get rid of this. I discovered these in my... Oh, Gumby, I need to talk to you about this. Mayo Man on Reddit is also doing... I brought it up on, not Reddit, but Discord. He's already got the... I needed to measure this for him. So, I wanted and I'll bring it up for those of you not on X. I started it on X, and then I was like, well, I know Gumby's thinking about doing something like this too, but I expanded it to see if anybody else had any ideas. And he actually already formed out the 3D printer version of a pocket that would go in there. So this is a whole pack of spools. Spool pins come 50 each instead of 75 each, regular pins. So these deep ass pockets, see, I've got these over here. These are serrated guys, and then I've got these. These pockets are so damn big because they're designed to hold these big pins. You very rarely use anything past 339-ish, 342. If you do need one of these long ass boys, then you can just master key a regular. So if you needed a 342, you could just use like a 309 and whatever 45 top pin to make it work out right. It's just so super uncommon that these drawers, these are better used for other things. And they are so deep that one whole pack of these guys only fills it up that much. So look at all that wasted room right there. So if I could separate that, like this, boop, or that way, either way, this way, that way, but so this works because there's stuff built in. There's no ledge in these. So other than just like a smooth pocket, because the bottom is chamfered in, and it kind of flares out a little bit. Anyway, something like that would be super cool for those, right? I mean, I would literally buy like 15 to 20 because I've got 4 kits, and every one of them's like that. So when I need a quick set clip, I got to come in here and like dig through the clips. So you can separate deadbolt clips by other clips. If the printer would work, you could do a 4-way. And up here in the kit, I use these super, also these 3 little slots up here in the top corner. The 10, 15, 20, you almost never use or need. So I keep retainer pins up there because they're shallow and they're easily found, and it would be pointless to put them down here. I don't know. A cup for that would be super cool. Like, I think other people probably do this as well. Do you, in your pinning kit, do you do that? Did you realize long ago that you're never using those pins and you might as well use it for something handy so you don't have to open up like a distributor or specific kit or whatever? Manufacturer specific kit. 12015. That's a horrible binning, isn't it? What's going on over here? Hold on. I need to investigate this whole area. It's just not great, is it? Why is there a drill bit here? This was spring steel. Boing! Needs to go back over here. I've got magnets on the safe for that. All right, so I feel like this area really needs some tending to before I get to the tools, right? Or I could go really radical. Got my stomach growling. I'm thinking about that pizza. I can't see this, can you? No? Okay, you're good. You really only need a T-shape. The bottom would fit totally and the pins would hold it in. I'm worried about, well, the Discord I was talking about. We do have a Discord. It's a secret one. Don't tell anybody. I'm just joking. I'll post it here in a sec. In fact, the invite link is already dead from the last time I posted it. But it's, yeah, I'll post it in a second when I get back to the computer. I don't know if I can. Yeah, I should be able to get another link up. We've been posting in the secret chat. There's not many people there, and I really only have it to like discuss stuff that I'm not going to share on YouTube, just random things, you know. So it's not an active server by any means, and it's still kind of secret. So there's only a few people there, and we don't really talk much on it. But the more people that sign up, we can. I'll put it on there. But he wanted me to measure it. I don't know. I'm not great at measurements. He said down to the... I'm like, come on now. Come on now. You got a kid. Go measure it. I don't know how. I don't know how to measure it. Thinking about switching about it. I know how to measure it, but I don't like taking it. It's so ticky. Like, this is wider than it is at the bottom. Their corners are rounded. I think it's the same depth all the way down, honestly. So, in theory, to get the kit to close, it still has to sit right up underneath that. So, he said width, height, and depth. And my micrometer's over there. I'm thinking about switching this out with this. However, this doesn't have a lid. Oh, hold up. We got to do something important here. Oh, shit, it tore. Did it already tear? Nope. Round is kind of interfering with my sense of squaredness around here. So I'm going to get rid of the round. I think I've talked about that before. I guess I can bring it back into view, huh? Oh, where'd the plug go for that one? Most of these are old fellas that... Oh, one of those. Beep. I've still got a place that uses like has 50 plus doors with that thing on there. So technically that should go up in the Russman D1 and L4 mortise and KIK. We're going to flute that right up there. That looks like D1 too, doesn't it? That is D1. That is not D1. Not D1. And the rest are Yale. So we're going to put this guy up here. Oh, excuse me. We can finally get rid of the red round bend that has thrown off my square. That screw good. That screw's good. Does that screw that's a F series schlag, but a little long. Maybe an extended version. Let me go clip it in the drawer over here. F schlag, F series. Yep, it'll work. Yep. And yep. And rim. I need to get the rim and the mortise together closer. Alright, so we've got a bunch of cores there. Let's see a mortise in here. Let's pull this back over here. Mortise. There's a not a good rim. What? Weird. Got parts. Full set. Okay, good. What do I want to do? How do I want to do this? For now, let's just set this here. This is good. That's got a key. Does this key work? It does. I don't have a clip for it though, so we'll go there. Schlag. Plug. That's a C keyway. Yeah, we got a bend for that. All right. There. Kind of with the notch on the bottom. And that is a C, which actually goes straight above my schlag cylinder, which is in sore need of getting straightened up. Aftermarket, any more schlag? There's a removable cylinder. That is a brass bit or bob if I've ever seen one. And it has a container right over here. Brass bits and bobs. This is some kind of safety thing for a shelf. That looks more like a various hardware situation. Alright, blank keys come up here. Nope. There. Screws. Now we can. Yeah, it's not a regular Yale. I was about to say Yale, but that's not a regular Yale. Yale GA 5-pin. I do not have a 5-pin. This was from the last time we did this. Like that would be with that. I don't have a Yale 5-pin GA bend, so I'm just going to throw that in the keys. Yep. Fix that quick set. Yep. hole in that for a reason. Trying to think what for. This may or may not still be good. I hear it incoming. Hold on.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I need to get
2 copies?
please.
SE lock and key. We do. Take it off this one. So that
I'm gonna get him a new one. That one done had it. This is my landlord.
Alright, you got $5.94.
I get the paper out of here too, right on it.
Oh, I'll take it out. Or you want to get one?
Yeah, let me put this on. I'm gonna get him a new one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. Right, right over there.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can just tap your card right there. Okay, back. There we go. We're back. I think we're back with the volume. Go to volume check real quick. I don't know how I ended up with bottom 5 pins. I noticed that the other day. mean, in theory, this was also a work container, so we could... LSDA, no, but I did have, that is a short cylinder. I think a couple of these I wanted to go in my truck. These three, yes. And that is a rust one. I need that in my truck as well because I just realized I'm learning low. So I'm thinking we just toss the Schlage for now off into the Schlage section. This guy, I'm trying to place that retainer. It's a quick set keyway. Anybody place that retainer? It's not Baldwin. I don't know where this came from. So, I am going to put it back here with the Defiant and other ones that are oddballs. Yep, fixed wrench. On the floor. We can go ahead and put this out of the way. Oh, look at you. I don't remember why I did that, but I did. I hear another car pulling in. Or out. Heck, I don't know. I just noticed this brand new Schlage plug sitting here, so I'm going to put it in with the Schlage plug that I just pulled the drawer out of. I was making a point of something here. I don't know what that point was. I didn't know. But I think I've got an antique bin somewhere over. I don't, but I can start one. For SE, Seagal, old arrows, Seagal mostly though. What are we doing here? Yeah, that's an interesting guy. Falcon? No. Falcon? 1854 WD. Perhaps. But right now, that's nothing but brass. I think I was going to steal the tailpiece off of that, I believe. There's a perfectly good plug out of its shell. I know what's wrong with this one. So I dropped it on the floor, and the pin cap just poof, disappeared. So let's go in and scrap aluminum. This guy will go as a replacement plug if somebody has one that's corroded or whatever. Yep, you can go up there. Aluminum bin. Which is satisfyingly empty right now. Wiser. Can actually go in the wiser bin here. Those, I replaced quite a few of them because they wallow out. Speaking of recycling, these things, are these cast? I'm pretty sure they're cast. They're not those. They're not aluminum. They're non-magnetic. They're definitely not stainless steel. Is that what they're making? Is that how they're making these? Cast by cast method? Need to know for recycle purposes. I think cast. I've been throwing them in the cast section. So let's see. That is a Corbin Russell right there. I'm going to move him over here to the Corbin Russell section. Wherever it is. Yep, right there. Yep, good. That looks like Corbin Russell too. We're going to put it in. Hey, cast. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll find out. I'll only know. I mean, it may be one thing versus another, but the yard that I take stuff to may only. Hey, I have one of these right here. Nope, right here. Nope. Is that an arrow? Yep. Arrow. This is Schlag. I think possibly one of these was destined for the truck. As when I was talking about rekeying the storefront cylinders or whatever, I actually had an opportunity last night when I was rekeying at night at 7 o'clock. I might add it 7 o'clock at night on a Friday night. I was rekeying a business, and I was like, man, if I would have had one of these keyed up, it would have saved me some time. And there's no reason not to, because I've got 2 full plastic bins of these stupid ass locks. So we're going to destine that. The reason I have these 3 out is because these are actually pretty rare. Now, it's a 6-pin and a 5-pin Wiser keyway for Schlag old style. If you want to change a BCB BE365 deadbolt, it only takes 5-pin, so you can't use 6-pin easily. There you go. There's 5-pin Wiser cylinder. Back when Wiser made cylinders and actually have 2 of the 6 pins, so those are very valuable cylinders. Right now I can sell that plug to anybody and just say, hey, if you want to make your lock quickset keyway, if you want to make your Schlag a quickset keyway, I can, but you know, however much I want to charge for that cylinder plus the rekeying and installation. So valuable guy right there that definitely needs to be in the truck. Yes. So that Jason can sell it. Yes. Let's hang up some pliers over here. I really have not decided. I want to put another bar magnet somewhere up here because I've got like 3 that I'm not using. Harbor Freight shit. But I haven't decided exactly where I want to put it up here. What time is it? 12:18. It's made out of Chinesium. Yeah, we all know that Jason was going to be like, what do I call it? Crap metal? It's crap metal. But recycling people don't take that as an answer. They understand, but they want a little bit more specific. Which crap metal? And I believe this guy was going in the truck as well. I can actually go straight in a bag. Do it. 100% can tell that you were coffee shop people. Don't even consider it. Boop. Oh, damn. Doesn't that pluck off? I got these in from Amazon. I'm on a plastic bag kick nowadays with different sizes. Next ones I'm going to order are going to be like 3x3. Because I have 3x5 and sometimes I don't need that other 2 inches. So, but this last batch of 2x3s came in, and look how long the extra is. Just overly long, you know. There's a lot of excess there. Has anybody come up with anything to do for these? We need an artistic vision for these things, right? Make a little room. Actually, you know what? I can transfer these to. This is a great idea. Come here. One day I will have an artistic vision for these. But until that day comes, we'll go ahead and start filling that up, right? That's a pretty worn guy. Don't know what's going on there. What is this key for? What could that have been for? What was this for? All right. Boop, 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 boop. We got some spool pins spooned up right there. Got a retainer pin in a bag. This goes in the truck. Let me put it over here. I've got a box of goodies that go to the vehicle. Once I remember what I did that for, I'm just going to hang it right here for the time being so that it'll spur my memory. RU46? Nope. Nope. RU46. Hey, yo. Something's going on with the L2s. Carbon rust on the L2s. Acme doesn't even show them in stock. IDN Acme doesn't show them in stock at all. Like on their website. I was like, what? What? I need L2s. What do you mean you don't have L2s in stock? Yeah, it wasn't a very popular keyway, but it was a keyway. So then I go over to the banner site, and they've only got when I first looked, they didn't have any. And then, like a week later, when I looked again, they had 25 keys. So, I know it was an oddball keyway, relatively speaking, but I'm worried. Always worries me when, usually what happens is somebody buys up everybody's stock. So I'm assuming somebody just had a big L2 job and bought everybody. But Acme didn't even show that stock, so I got to talk to my sales rep about that. Gotta have L2s. Not even the Ilco version. Just none. Period. It was very disconcerting. Especially since I needed L2s. And especially since my only other option, look, there's some retainer, since my only other option was L1041s. That was in stock. I know there's a middle option, but the 1041s, I ended up having to use those. And those cut crappy, because they're so, whatever you want to call it. Spool pan. Boop. Where's your plug? Where's your plug, bro? Not really organizing tools, more of just getting the bench clear. The tool organization can come after I get the bench clear, right? Pen, pen, good pens. Punch. I really don't need this punch. Can go over here with the punches. I do have a punch section. What the hell is that? Is that a rivet post or? Yeah, that's a nail. Cut off nail. Okay. Yep. Now, right where this goes. Actually, I have two of them. Yep, right there. Oh, pins on the counter. As soon as I walked off, I was like, wait a minute, I've got two cylinders over here. So I need two colors, right? There should be two colors somewhere around here. Alright, where are we at? Let's go ahead and move. This looks like a decent one, so I'm going to put you up here with you. Quickset plug can go over here. Oh no. There's a Dexter DE6 plug. Missing a clip. Yes, missing a clip. The ball one's got some room behind it. Actually, I went a little overboard with the dividers there, huh? What the heck? That is getting full. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I need to bid out a job on some Y2 cylinders, don't I? With a bunch of Schlage, single cylinder doubles, Dexter. Stay down. Did you locate the sea killer? No. However, I did not attempt to, I did not carry it further, so just because that doesn't mean they're lost, it just means I never got back around to that. They were definitely not under all this, though, which I find weird. The only thing I can think of, right? Nope, there they are. Fucking heck, shit in hell. Ooh. I found them. They were there the whole time. I still want to modify those jaws. I feel like I want nothing but one flap. This needs to be way halved. Like cut that down the center. Grind off this whole side to half that thickness. But they're definitely hard to spot, obviously, because I didn't. That was little tap handle doesn't need to be here. Come on. Get over there. Tool. Plug. Scorpion version. Keep hitting the wire. Yep. Pen spoon right there. Pen spoon. What do I want to do with these? Fuck. That was not what I wanted to do with those, so I'm just going to hang this bitch up now and rescue those pens that just fell. Where's Bird Tweezers? That was irritating, wasn't it? I wish I had a little pen pocket here I could separate them off into. Where can I put them? These things cost money, you know. Shut up. We were, I don't know if we ever followed up on it, but I had some red that I ordered. Spool pens that look kind of like this. It's actually a lab right there. mean, I guess they're all the same size. Those are just fatter on each end. They're kind of like the quickset version, which to me seemed like they'd be pretty easy to defeat compared to the sharp point version like these. It's got a much sharper edge there. And in my modest attempts, it makes a huge difference. Plug. Really need another plug holder over here. Alright, so this can go over here, this can go over here. We need to find your guy. And, yep. These three will stay out to get rekeyed. You were just gonna get, tossed in the key whenever I put another auction up for keys. Alright, so this would be Rune, this would be mortise. So I'm gonna go around like that. Right there, mortise over here. I'm probably going to turn a whole one of these into rim mortise with spacers. Look at that fat, chunky, you know what. Now, I've got all my plastic trays in use at the moment. What are those pens? Oh, those are special pens. I see a weirdo pen in that. I'm gonna put that back. Thank you for being a decent human today, people. I appreciate it. I need to find some more of these guys. They're very handy, and it looks like I don't have any more spare ones. In the meantime, I can just use this guy. Yep. Boop. Yep. You know, I'm surprised I don't have a hook up here for just random key rings. I thought I did at one time. Let's get you back over here. Wouldn't be a bad idea to have a row of just giveaway key rings strung up right here. There's a pin. There's a funny screw with a Phillips head, actually. It's a weirdo. There's a retainer, pin, spring, cap. That probably goes with this guy. Yep. I don't know if that's good or not. That looks bent out. So we're going to toss that. Just toss that. I got plenty of those. Yep. 2 screws. We can put this and this away, and I think we're done. Yep. I have this individually bagged for a very particular reason. It looks skinny, so I'm guessing this goes to a bald one or something skinny. I wouldn't have bagged it for any other reason. There's a tab to convert more to Adam's right stuff. And that's it, right? This goes in a particular spot. What's going on with that cylinder? That thing froze on me the other day. Sure did. I know where that goes. Let's go. You got a new spot, bro. You can go there. You can go in the 3/4 inch tailpiece section. You can go in the scrap metal area. And these screws are in good condition. So you're going to go over here. Alright, and the drill bit goes over here. I want another couple right here. Okay. What happened with this guy? I can't remember what happened with this guy and why I abandoned it. It leads me to believe it's an original Schlage. Look at all these drill pins that they put in there. Regular ones don't have those. But it's not labeled. So, you know, those are anti-drill pin areas. These two are for sure. I don't know what brand that is or why I didn't use it. I do want to do one more sweep for good parts. Like that spring's bad. That spring's good. This spring looks bad. No, that's two springs in one. That spring is good. What is up with that guy? You're going to go up here in the special area. Those are Medico pins right there. Trying to think of a use for that. Alright, so that will, let's just put this right here for right now. You can go right there, and then these guys, once I do this, can go back. I don't think I need to save those. Oh, yeah. I've been threatened with a whole bunch more cylinders to come in next week from a company. So I feel like I really needed to do this again. It just seems like yesterday that we did this on live. I don't know which episode it was. Garbage. I'm gonna... That looks really rough. I'm just gonna keep this guy around. Don't know what that was for. Yay. Well, yeah, this is going to wrap up the workbench portion of it. As in the title of the video, we were going to work on the workbench, and that's what we did. Get out of there. It's beautiful. Does it deserve a whole new replacement of blue things? If it did, and we would have to move. We would have to move all that. I think I'm just going to do another top layer. I think we're good with just a top layer going on. Yeah, I don't want to do the whole thing. Get out of there. It would be nice to do the whole thing, but we're not going to do that. We'll just replace this guy. Plus, I'm severely lacking in the blue towel department. This is it. until I can get to Harbor Freight or somewhere else that has blue tails. I hate this camera is so far behind. I hear stuff pulling. He almost pulled over there. Well, we'll fix that here. We're not quite done yet. Tuck, 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 tuck. Tuck you into there. Oh no, I dropped one. Keep going. Don't hold up now. You're almost there. Okay, thanks. Yay! Alright. Bring a little bit of this over here to hold it down. It goes to my entirely useless key cabinet in the back. Huh. I did a video on that. Stabby things. Let's say, yay. That looks like a Lishy wrench if I ever saw one. It's a broken piece of a pen. Good stainless steel screw. Cheap. Cheap. An attempt to make spring. And cast. Now we're done-ish. Right about as soon as I get these guys out of here. The separation's a little bit irritating, but I'll live with it. I'll live with it. I'll just stack shit on it. Yeah, just like that. Do something about these hex bits. Boop, boop. So, hey, one thing I was looking for. Daniel West, you're here. You found the last one. Now, that little pocket. I've been looking on Amazon and I couldn't find them, but does anybody, or Daniel West or anybody know, these are the, not the bits I'm talking about, the 2-inch Vega bits. Like now, it would be super cool to find a pouch that fit those perfectly, like 4 or 5 of them. And I found all the like leather zip-up pouches and all that you find when you type in leather pouch or pocket pouch on Amazon or whatever. It would be super cool to find one that like literally, oh, what is, I knew you felt lumpy under here. What's going on? How many of y'all are under there? Point me in the direction if you know of a perfect size pouch that would fit these guys. Because now I carry 1.5 millimeter. I have like 5 of them, which, here. So I'll just put them in here for right now. Those I carry with me every day. Not necessarily the 1.5 millimeter, but definitely at least 4 of those. And I've got a few that I've got in here. Oh, one of these actually is for this. So which one was it for this? Which one? Let's go... I want to say Old Schlag Depot, so 332nd would probably be a better answer for that. So 2 fit really well beside that guy, but that's about the max I got. So I'm thinking, I was looking for one that was like, just this, maybe just like, God, makes me want to go into leatherworking, right? Wait. Decline. Where's Decline? He's a leather worker. The retention would be the problem. Unless it was literally a zip-up style, which would become that would be a little irritating. I wouldn't want to deal with the zip-up, I don't think. So, yeah, I think the retention thing would be the biggest issue there. All right, we're going to zoom this out and finish up at the workbench. Oh, it's beautiful enough for my purposes. Yay, Jason. Okay, figure that out. That's 564s. And then all these guys are probably going to get sorted into their bins over here. What do we do about this? Project. Did I call this? A1054WD. A1054WD. Technically, that's kind of a project to be done with. Man, check these out. Did I show you all these last time? I took these off of a customer's house who had ordered antique mortise locks, like Real Deal, Yale, Corbin, a variety. Had carpenters custom install them on blank doors. So you know how much we're talking about already. And they came with these cylinders. Yeah, I've heard of that. I didn't know they made mortise cylinders. I've never heard of that one. Trust me, you don't want to hear about this one. This is quite possibly the worst mortise cylinder I've ever seen in my life. Oh, plus they're stripped out. Yeah, they were horrible. I saved them to remind myself how horrible they were. I don't know what I'm going to do with them, but they'll make good brass, right? Dexter and LSDA, these both have a spot. I'm going to move them there now. LSDA is over here. Dexter is actually in the back, so I'm just going to set it aside for right now. Odd pins. regular pins. I totally missed a few of those. Okay, these can come out. I don't know what these are even there. I've got mending plates right. Oh, nope, that is actually, that's a cabinet lock deadbolt strike plates. So those actually go with the cabinet locks for Olympus style. Alright, what else we got here? Some Yale stuff coming on up here. Quick set plugs. Alright, so let's just move you over here where you fit. It'd be nice if I had a couple more square ones, but I don't. What in the axe was I gonna end up doing with this? Making keys for it, I guess. I don't know what happened to the other side though. But I do have a bin full of Corbin locks right here. Hey! I just gotta get the lid off of it. So that emptied that, which can go, wait, where we're here? Yep. So that'll be empty. We're gonna rekey these later. Yep. I guess I can just dump those. I don't know what I'm going to do with these guys. I don't use bottom 5 pins. 170, what is that? Is that Quickset? I thought Quickset was like 170. What's the bottom equivalent? 171 for 3, but
How was our delivery?
hey,
How you doing?
good.
Go?
Thanks, sir.
No problem. No problem. Yes, sir.
Have a good one.
You have a great weekend.
Unboxing. Okay. Well, let's just put you, let's just drop you down in here for right now. Save space. Put you right there. Project kit. Hey, what was that? Looked like hair, but it's actually a spring that sprung out. Okay, is that better? Or is the kit looking better now? Come on. Yay, it's full. We did a state of the state the other day, non-filmed, but it is decently full right now. Once we get 243. Once we get some pockets over here, we'll be better, right? What am I going to do with these bitches? I mean, they deserve nothing but brass, but I got to strip those cams off to make them fully brass. And let's see these guys. We can just drop them in here maybe with the Medico pins. That's not such a great idea, but was that Fresh Produce? I hear them. I'm just going to throw this in the giveaway box. It is fresh. It's not Fresh Produce. It is Fresh Produce. Okay, we're done. Yay. For the most part. Anyway, you're done. I'm not, 100% done, but I'm done for now with this guy. I'm very satisfied that I can rekey some locks Monday or whenever they bring them in. Monday or Tuesday, whenever they threaten. I don't know. Come on, mobile comments. Okay. Yay! Yay! Let's see what we got in the Amazon box. Yay! Make sure there's no double volume. Bring the little comments back over here. Put this back where it belongs. Brush over here. That's really what I got to do. I don't know what's in here. Oh, my drill bit that I didn't mean to order. Kim got her a vacuum sealed sundress. She is never going to get the wrinkles out of that. I am tearing at the perforations. What is this? Okay. Far be it from me to question my wife's decision on what she's buying. That has to be a mistake. We don't. It's a decoy for what? What is she trying to decoy? I can ask. We're just going to focus on what Jason got. Because Jason got a 1-inch Forstner drill bit, which I already had a fucking Forstner drill bit. Sorry for the language, but GD, heck. Please hold. Okay, Jason thinks he has a Forstner bit. Jason may or may not have a 1-inch Forstner bit. So I was perusing the vast aisles of Amazon the other night, and I was thinking to myself that it was about time for me to attempt another something. I don't know what. Pinning kit, parts holder, kind of like this.
Where is it?
Oh man, it's on bottom. No, it is on bottom. This may be messy. Hold on. Okay, if I pull it out fast enough, the other ones will drop straight down. They didn't drop straight down. That's gonna crush my finger. No. Okay. So I wanted to attempt another one of these. Right, so this means I have a 1-inch Forstner bit because those are 1 inches. So while I was exploring the vast aisles of Amazon, I happened upon this. And while I didn't need it, I was like, I don't know. This is Purple Heart. I don't know how sharp it is. And whenever you're starting a project where you really need these holes to be clean cut, look at that shit. That's freehand, bitches. I see a little spot that I messed up on over there. Well, not freehand. It wasn't a drill press, but you know what I mean. Shitty drill press. Freehand, close enough. Everybody's like, you didn't freehand that shit. What was I saying? I didn't know how sharp my bit was still after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 30-something holes. So I was like, you know, I'm going to put this in my tool list. I have several lists, right? Boop, look, I even have a little clasp for a little boop. That is so damn cute. Brass hinges back here. I was going to attempt something like this again. Maybe. Once I got the right wood. Not that I'm a huge woodworker and I have very limited bit. Long story short, I put this in my list, not in the cart. Yes, I put it in the cart because I went the next day to finish and actually order stuff that I needed, and I saw that the order had already been processed, and I was like, so Kim ordered me a 1-inch bit that wasn't even supposed to be in the cart. So do it again. Anyway, I have a new 1-inch Forstner bit now that I didn't need quite yet. It was supposed to be in the list. Some wood burned art on the top of it. I was really liking that. Thought I did really well with that. If anything, I would have needed to order the 3/8 or the 1/2-inch bit because I know it's burnt. Not burnt, but I know it's dull. So if anything, that should have accidentally got ordered because that's my plug. I need a, is it 1/2 inch or slightly over 1/2 inch? I want to say it was slightly over 1/2 inch because I needed it to fit the 550. Anyway, that was what I needed, not the 1-inch. So maybe I can use this in the truck. Maybe if I wanted to like do a super smooth bottom hole, like a super fancy installation, like, ooh, you want the gold star treatment installation, and we can use the 1-inch Forstner bit and get just to the edge of that thin, right before you break through on the frame. Yeah, it's just a prime, regular prime account. The hot force guy lasered on top. That would be pretty cool, especially a purple heart. I don't use it anymore either. Anybody got a laser that can burn that shit in there? I never finished it either. It actually needs to be finished. We got a little chip right there. I never glossed it. It's 100% purple heart there. I squared it the best I could on a with a handsaw. Chipped it there, so what I always wanted to get done to it was plane it down. Like if I could plane down this top a little bit and smooth it flat, and then burn something in the top, yeah, that would be pretty cool. Because honestly, the lid is the same thickness as the body, and that's kind of redonkulous, right? It needs to be. It could be half that thickness, and that'd be fine. Well, of course, that's going to screw that up on it. No, it wouldn't. Oh, look at that. You could come all the way down to like right over the top of that. If I got a planer and a laser art engraver, I would actually start using this guy again. Of course, I wouldn't. I would just want to like display it somewhere. I'd be too worried about it getting hurt. Sometimes things are less expensive, like batteries and stuff. Yeah, I'll check into it. Hour and 45-minute warning. Can link them so you don't have to pay full price on Prime on both. I'll check into it. Yeah, no parties. Remember, Jay? We had to take them away. We had to take them away. And do the lights work there? No. The lights wouldn't work because the command's deactivated. What are y'all doing across the street? Y'all want to... What? Front. There we go. What do we got going on over there? Are you about to haul stuff away? I don't see. Why is it? It's boarded up. They got temporary doors and windows on the bottom floor over there. He's about to back in to load up something because there's nothing in there. So, this will be a fascinating maneuver on State Street here. Dun, 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 dun. Let's fuck up traffic for a minute. Yeah, no, yeah, they're still around yelling at clubs. In fact, I saw in the local Facebook group that they were at a club in Jackson last night, hooting and hollering about everybody sinning. Which is surprising given they were brave enough to do that. Which was not just my comment. Those a dozen other people were like, yeah, that's funny that they were actually brave enough to stay in Jackson and do that shit at a club. It's one way to get yourself killed, bruh. Go act out. Start pissing people off. What are they doing? What are we doing here, guys? Are we backing in, or are we just... There's nothing for them to haul away. Unless these people just were driving by and were like, hey, we're going to pretend that we're the contractor for this place and snatch that sweet, sweet plywood over there. We're supposed to be here. Yeah, we are looking just normal, doing normal contractor stuff, stealing all your shit. Never know. I think the owner's over there. It's just a joke. I think the owner's over there with them. But, in theory, bro, could be nobody would care. Nobody would know. Bullnose Rod Red. So, in addition to that list, what made it to that list, apparently not to the cart, but to the list, was a, y'all have a good weekend. Yeah, see ya. 108, time to go. We got to disassemble though, don't we? Oh, we got. Do you want to finish watching this? Do we need to see what kind of maneuver we got going on before we leave? You can do it, bro. If you're gonna do it. They look like they're just about to attempt this maneuver. Let me pull up the camera and see how difficult this is gonna be for them. Is that U-Haul still up the street? The U-Haul is still up the street. That's super weird. See, now they're beginning to realize, this may not be as easy as we think it could be. Because there ain't no room to do it. Hope you're not coming for the cleaners because they just left. Yep, here goes. Must be muted. I got my microphone on. Or the comments just behind. Here we go. We can finally finish the lives. The suspense has been. God, look, car fucked them up. They're like, no. You know, bro, you're standing there. You could have come down here and blocked traffic. Don't worry about it. They're fine. They can do it themselves, though. You're good. Just let that little car get in the way. Thanks, little car. Appreciate that. You're right up in the middle of the action. Weren't we talking about trailer backing in earlier? Yeah, go ahead and go around and cause an accident. Oh my God, here we go. Yeah. This guy's actually a really good trailer backing in. I think he's the same guy that's been here multiple. Look at this dumb. Jesus. And here comes another. Oh, I gotta get through too. I can't wait for 1 second. God. Come on, guys. You're at a jackknife point there. Careful. Oh, gotta let the dogs walk behind the trailer, turning back in. Of course. Come on, you're a contractor, dude, or you're driving a contractor type truck. Y'all stop and let that man back his shit in. This is why I couldn't be a traffic director like a. Lady, you being far too nice. Get your ass out there and block them people so that he can finish his job. There's gonna be crunchies. Nope. Okay, Harley. Harley, man. You're with me to the end. Doesn't matter how far past we're going. He's gonna make it. Yeah. He's gonna have to straighten up a little bit. No, maybe not. Ah, wasp. It flew it. Shit, it is in here. There is a red ass wasp that just flew in here. I'm gonna have to get. I better just be picking up. Better be a cookie run. Okay, hold on. Gotta go find this. Look for disassemble! I'm not going to get brass shavings in my fingertips today. That'll be a Monday thing. Make me miserable the rest of the week. That was a big wasp. I know. It's huge. Oops. Bad camera there. Right. And so no, there hasn't been anything going on right up until homeboy needs to back his trailer in, and then it's like, yes, I have a router bit in my list that is it's basically just it looks like a paddle, you know, like for ants. Well, for grasshoppers. That's all it is. It's just a cove bit. So I was thinking, zoom, 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 with this zoom, and then finish it with a router with that. Come in. I don't have a plunge router, so I'm just gonna have to. I don't know how I'm gonna have to do that. Possibly I could do that with the dial. I could probably use the little slight adjustment dial because really it just needs to be. The hard part's gonna be doing it over an existing hole without being long. Like how would you by hand reliably come back in to smooth those edges off? I don't think you could. There's no, without making a whole other jig, you know what I mean? I mean, yeah, but doing that is kind of pointless for like a one-off like this. I'm sure there's ways to do it, but that would be the hard part, is recentering it on each hole to both chamfer the hole out. And I was thinking go down to the bottom because these always leave that little titty sticking in the bottom, the inverted little nipple, because of that point. So I was thinking to make it into a literal cup. I guess I'm just going to try straight up using the whole cove bit thing and just get a couple of them. They seem like they would go dull quicker. So, yeah, that was total accident. I'll use it for something, right? Lower it on before you do the drill press. I think I don't know. I definitely have to practice it on a scrap piece of wood, though. All right, y'all. I appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I hope y'all have a great weekend. I'm going to go out here and laugh at the weird amount of traffic that all of a sudden has popped up. Is there some shit going on that I don't know about? They're definitely... can you see them over there? Right over there in the corner. Oh, and now that truck's moving, we could actually bring this camera down. Yeah. So, whoop. Yeah. Yes, ma'am, you are on live right now. Boop. I don't know. It just seems weird. That's a perfectly good stack of plywood, though. I could have used a couple of sheets of that plywood. Yeah. James Randolph. Yeah, the Mayo Man on Reddit. He used to be on Reddit, and then he left Reddit. Now he's just on Discord. He's a 3D printer guy. He was actually in a previous article on Locksmith Ledger, so people know who he is. Uh, Sorta. He's already like done the 3D rendering of it, and he said it was an inverted. What did he call it? An inverted pyramid hex something or other. And the next thing I know, he had a 3D print version of it. But yeah, I can send you the measurements too. A mold would be the best thing, I would think. Like, cause my first thought of that would be, if you were gonna do this, you would want to do it like lost wax casting style. So you would have to fill up the pocket with like a putty, all right, and then take that mold, peel it out, put it in sand, come back in, melt, and if you were doing it, you know, metal or something else. But you wouldn't be able to get a separator. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know if 3D print would be exactly the answer for that, would it? Wouldn't it fit better if it were to be made by via lost cast, like that type of casting? I know that's how people used to do it before 3D printers, right? Technically, you could form the pockets as well. It would have to be so thin, and that's so small. That'd be too delicate to do. I don't know. I don't know anything about 3D printing. I just feel like to make it fit without like wobbling and being like a little irritating, to make it fit perfectly, wouldn't you have to hand sand each corner, and that would cause a problem? Maybe. Wouldn't it? I think you would have to do some kind of sanding. Well, and then that's another theory. Not even, it could be a cup, since it is like this. But I feel like if it was a cup, like the Craftsman pluck out drawer style, there's more of a chance of you trying to get it out and it getting stuck and then it releasing all of a sudden and all your pens going everywhere. That I would think a permanent, semi-permanent, if you want it permanent, if you like it and it fits really well, you could like glue it into the pocket if you really wanted to. But literally just a thin, perfectly formed cup with just one separation would be perfectly fine all the way down. I'm thinking this way separation. Gumby was talking about doing just a divider and like slipping a divider down in there. I don't think that would really stay without gluing it in. And I don't necessarily want to do that. I'm thinking just like a what do you call those rubber, like a thimble, or a thumb, like jewelers use, like something that, I don't know. That wouldn't be stiff enough to do it, but use a resin printer would do like rounded surfaces. I don't know anything about it. So that's when I was shooting out. Because I've got four kits. I don't really use the fourth one. It's just backup, but the same situation. So I've got 5 to 6 pockets in each one where I do that with. So like I would immediately, if they were, a modest amount each, I would probably buy like 15 at least, I would think. And if they worked out well, I could do a video on it. And if you wanted to make money selling pen pockets, maybe there's other people that might find it useful too. You never know. Never know. I mean, nowadays with 3D printers, if you don't have any other ideas and you're not doing anything else with it, right? Hey, there's an idea. You can make a few bucks off of it, I guess. Hell, I don't know. But if it worked out and it worked well, I'd definitely do a video on it, and I'd definitely make somebody, at least somebody else would probably, I know maybe at least 1 or 2 other people would probably be like, hey. So, Yeah, the dividers, those are irritating me because like the divider's there. If the lip of a screw, like the screw head gets up under the divider and the divider lifts up a little bit, the drawer won't go back in. Drives me crazy. It would piss me off in a pen kit. I would not go divider only. Yeah, divider only would be just not a great idea because that would just infuriate me. I'm thinking it'd have to be a whole pocket that was just the same exact size with just a divider in there. You're going to lose space, but you're going to gain space, right? Like, you lose a little bit of room, yeah. But there's a lot of room to lose because those pockets are super deep and, you know, it may suck losing the little bit of room you have already, but being able to separate it into two different ones, I would definitely buy a few, definitely if they worked. I don't know. I think other people might would be like, "That's a great idea." I don't know. Just put the file up for free, or yeah, let people make them themselves. But there are people like me that have no desire to make things themselves like that, and I don't have the patience or time or room to put a 3D printer anywhere in here. So anyway, y'all have a great weekend. We're done for the day. We've already signed out. So thanks again for joining in. Appreciate y'all for checking into that. I'm gonna get the measurements. I'll send them to you and to Mailman and Gumby. Maybe for the Canadian market that might be a good idea. But the shipping thing right now. I saw like a month-long shipping to get to you, and I was like, that is so ridiculous. So until all that gets straightened out, you know what I mean? Unfortunately. Uh, maybe one of the American locksmiths. It would be so much cheaper for the shipping, unfortunately. When Kim told me how long it was going to take to get that thing to you, I was like, what? Shit, that doesn't surprise me. Doesn't surprise me a bit. So, think about how little space you need for to redesign the whole tray. Uh, you know, so I like that. I like that quote. That needs to be a sticker, doesn't it? Not saying that's something that would not be awesome as shit, but literally, if I was ever going to design or if I was ever going to invest in a 3D printer, that would be the very first thing I do. Redesign that whole tray. However, how do you get the numbers put into it? Then you'd have to have like a laser number type thing too. Also, it requires a lot of measurements, right? I mean, I'm not. I just that's not my thing. What would be a good start, though? Well, the latch is so shitty. I was going to say the mini pen kit would be a good one to start with, but the latch is so shitty. I wouldn't even recommend doing that because of the shitty latch on them. Anyway, y'all have a great weekend. Thanks to all you 3D printer gurus who come up with things like this and are able to put weird thoughts into action. What are we going to call them? The Lock Force pen separator things. Somebody trademark that for me. I'm officially verbally trademarking that now. Lock Force pen separator things. Maybe not things. We'll come up with something. Y'all have a great weekend. Catch you next time. Next week. It's okay. It's better.